bronze tier level. I am baX, and I will be facing CrankyDay, as I already said, in the match. So with that being said, let us commence the match. The match is going to be in the format of the bases expansion only, no promos, events, or gambits, and it is one and done. So whoever wins this match will proceed to the next tier of competition, and whoever loses the match will be eliminated. There is no best of 3, best of 5, or best of 7. It is not a series tournament. It is one and done for the stages. So, with that being said, I will get this going. Yes, I need to get rid of that. Cool. The BRB is gone because I am back. This is a really great league. I'm really glad that CrankyDay, Adam, was able to put something like this together. It's really fun. I think everybody in our community really likes having multiple tournaments that they're able to play in, having multiple things that they can go to. It's really cool just to see the mini tournaments and the support that all these tournaments get. And with it being said, let's dive into our game. Okay, so what we have in our game here is CrankyDay got a 2 Scout, 1 Viper opening, and so he had to take an Explorer. It was the only option. He could have taken the Blob Fighter, but then that leaves open a lot of bad options. One, if he takes the Blob Fighter, any other card can come up that I could take. What if a Cutter comes up? He can't afford it. He just gave me a free Cutter. This way, he's making me make a decision about this trade row, and my decision, with 4 Scouts and 1 Viper, is to take either the Recycling Station or the Space Station. I could take 2 Explorers, but that's too weak, because I know my opponent's going to take whichever one of these I don't take, assuming that nothing else comes up. So between the Recycling Station and the Space Station, I like the idea of taking the Recycling Station right now better, because the Recycling Station is going to give me 1 trade additional. My opponent currently does not have enough damage to take out my Recycling Station, and will have to take damage if they hope to take it out. It's going to be good the entire game, and the Space Station would be something I would want to get rid of to take a bigger card later in the game, or even right now. But right now, on my next turn, I'll have 4 again, and I'll be able to take 2 Explorers and have enough trade to take some cards. The Recycling Station, for me, is the better play here. So now if my opponent got a 5 Scout start, then my opponent's going to be able to take the Trade Bot and the Space Station, and that's a little bit of a problem for me. That puts him in a really good start. He has Scrap, and he has a Space Station, so I have to keep that in mind. But if he takes those 2 cards, that also reveals 2 cards for me, right? And that's big as well. You have to always keep that in mind. Whenever you're taking cards, you're revealing something for your opponent as well. And it looks like we did get a little lucky there, and we did get something that we wanted. So now what I need to decide, judging by what my opponent has, he hasn't committed to anything. Neither of us have. We have the same exact deck. We have mirror decks right now. He has a Star Empire base and a Scrap, and I have a Star Empire base and a Scrap. I currently think I have a little bit of an advantage. The problem is he's probably going to be able to get the central office over here, and that's going to be a little bit of a problem for me. So the reason I say he's going to get the central office is because he's going to be able to scrap out a Space Station for it. So what we're going to hope to do is we're going to hope to put a little bit of a kink in that, and we're going to hope to take the Obliterator here, or even the Imperial Trader. But there's a lot of damage on the board, so I'm not necessarily eliminating myself from the competition. Ooh, so he took the Blob Fighter. He took the Blob Fighter. That's pretty curious to me that he took that. So I need to get the Explorer out here, basically. I'm going to scrap this Viper anyway. And I'm going to have 3 trade for the most part anyway, unless I get this Viper here. So to make my deck go a little bit faster is I am going to use... My opponent's probably going to actually be able to destroy their Recycling Station and get the central office. So I'm going to need to move pretty quick. And I'm out of option. I'm a little low on options here. 3 doesn't cut it. I have 3. 3 doesn't cut it. So I'm going to only recycle the Viper. I'm only recycling the Viper in the hopes, which I didn't get. And we'll scrap that Viper out. We're going to scrap it anyway. So I don't have any other options. I have to take the Explorer. So we take the Explorer and then we move on. Next hand, it just kind of depends on what he gets in his hand. He might not draw his space station. He might not draw his trade bot. That would be really, really good for me. Really good for me because his trade bot would cycle into his draw in the next deck, and then he wouldn't have a discard pile because his whole deck shuffled, so he would have to scrap right out of his hand. And that's always what you hope your opponent has to do. You never want your opponent to scrap out of their discard pile. You always, if possible, want them scrapping out of their hand. I'm in a little bit of a tough situation because I need some cards. I need some cards. I don't have cards. So let's see. Let's see what our opponent was able to do. He's able to kill my recycling station, which sucks. And he did not use the space station to take the central office. Okay, so what I'm thinking right now is I'm thinking I can either take a space station to counter that, or I can take the Ram. What I'm also noticing is that my opponent has the Imperial Trader there, which is a great card. And he might want to take the space station. And if he takes 2 space stations with the damage I currently have, I can't do anything about it. So my hands are almost tied into taking this Ram and not the space station. It's too passive. It doesn't give me enough. I would hope my space station and recycling station would be out at the same time to be able to faction off 2 extra damage. And it's only 2 extra damage at that point. So I have to take the Ram, and I have to take the Explorer there. And now the tables are turned a little bit. It'll be his next move here is basically going to decide what's going to happen. Is going to really decide what's going to happen as far as his draw. I don't know what he drew. If he got the Imperial Trader, I'm in a lot of trouble, and I might have a lot of work to do to try to get back into this game. Because Central Office is on the board. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Central Office. Because I have damage, I can speed up. My deck is quick, like it has the potential to be quick, but not fast enough for what he has in his deck. Although he doesn't have a lot of attack. He really doesn't have a lot of attack. That's the only thing that's helping us out right now. He has a space station for 2, and then he has 3 with the Blob Fighter, and then faction damage. That's it. I have more raw damage. 5, 6, 7, and then 3 scrapped Explorers. So we'll see what his decision is. Two fighter bases? 2 fighter bases? 2 fighter bases? 2 fighter bases. He's trying to give himself the best chance possible to hit his Imperial Trader. Imperial Trader next time will probably give him the ability to take the Central Office as well, and then he has a bunch of bases. What am I going to do about that? Do I take the Central Office in defense? Or do I take the Obliterator? Is Central Office too passive? Or is Obliterator exactly what I need to do? Obliterator or Central Office? Obliterator or Central Office? Obliterator says, yes, I know that you're going to want to put up bases and make me discard cards, which really sucks for me. But then he doesn't have damage. Do I take the Central Office here? I'm going to be able to cycle cards out here. I have the Missile Bot. It's one of those 2 cards. It's one of those 2 cards. Central Office or Obliterator. I don't like the War World and Space Station are up here either. I'm getting rid of my only damage card to take the Central Office, which has no damage whatsoever. I can't do it. I can't do it. Federation Shuttle, are you serious right now? I can't take Central Office right there. I absolutely cannot do it. It is not enough. I need to give him the opportunity to take it so that he doesn't take War World and Space Station, and then I have the opportunity to take the War World away from him. That's my goal right now. I'm going to take War World. I'm going to give him, I may have to give up the central office, but I have to keep damage in my deck. Otherwise, 2 fighter bases are going to be able to block out anything I want to do, and then I'm discarding perpetually 2 cards every single turn, and I cannot deny that. I cannot deny that I would discard 2 cards. Now, this is a turning point in the match as far as strategy is concerned. I think a lot of people would have taken central office there and probably done well with it. Maybe not, but it seemed way too passive of a play. Even if I got the central office out and put a card onto the top of my deck, I don't have any draw. I have nothing to faction with the central office. And there he goes. He takes the mech world. Now I have another tough decision. Battle mech or space station? Space Station is a hate draft. Battle Mech is scrap. So why don't let's scrap those 3. Gosh, this game is so tense. I didn't actually need to leave there. That's just habit. So right now I'm in a lot of danger because he's going to be able to put up a really big wall. And because he's going to be able to put up that wall, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything about it. That hurts. A lot. We're going to take the space station to get the space station up. I'm not going to use, I can't use the recycling station to send anything back through because I want my missile bot back up so I can make my deck shrink. If he gets both fighter bases in the same hand, I'm going to already have to start discarding 2 cards at a time, which really sucks. I'm hoping that he gets 1. I'm hoping that he gets 1 fighter base out next time. So he got all that. He was able to take the blob carrier and get damage. I do have the advantage that he has 2 more hands that are going to be really, really slow, really slow hands. So he got his 2 best cards in the same hand on his first draw, which is fine, considering that his next 2 hands aren't going to be near as good. So it's kind of a give and take there. I'm not too worried about it. I just hope that he only gets 1 fighter base. He only got 1 fighter base. Okay, this is huge for us. He got that defense spot, which isn't very good, but now we have a lot of really good opportunities. We need to start speeding up the deck, and what I'm trying to do is just get my scrap out. Didn't get it, but that does give us something to scrap without a detriment to our hand. I need to have these out here to absorb, if you will. I mean, a part of me almost at the same time wants to leave. Do I take scrap right now? So what I'm thinking right now is I can take the supply bot and then increase my scrap count, but I don't know if it's necessary because I'm adding a card into my deck and then I need to cycle twice with the supply bot before it's going to make a difference. So I get to kill his fighter base, which is great. The only other option I would have is to take an explorer. His next deck is going to be miserable. He'll have 5. And he might take the supply bot, which would be better. But I'm worried that I'll reveal an Imperial Trader, an Imperial Fighter, an Imperial Frigate. Like, I don't want to reveal a card for him, a Battle Cruiser, which actually he couldn't buy. So I guess that's not bad. This is another decision. This is another decision that people will make one way or another, differently. Some people might even sack the space station. I don't agree with that. I need that space station out there. I need to absorb as much damage as possible. He's going bases. I might just leave him the supply bot. I'm going to make a passive play on that, and I'm going to leave him the supply bot. I'm going to tease him with it. I'm not going to take an Explorer either because that also goes counterintuitive to what I'm trying to do. Oh, what a weird play. I want him to slow down his deck. I want him to slow down his deck. I want him to slow down his deck. So I'm leaving him cards that if he takes them, they slow down his deck. He can't take the Mothership or the Central Office. Surprisingly enough, neither of us took the Central Office. I expected him to, and he didn't. He had the opportunity, didn't take it. He went full Star Empire. So my opponent actually is in a really good. He's in a really good situation. He has a lot of bases. I'm gonna have to work through a lot of damage. Wow, the fact so he got the recycling station. So we'll scrap. I'm not going to cycle, so I can get one more, right? I can get one more. I'm not going to... Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to discard our Viper. Just one. Just because we want all our ships to come back. I'm going to get the patrol mech. We're going to sack here. We're going to do our damage. Now this is where everything, this is clutch time. This is where it comes down to the draw. This is where it gets really, really interesting. We're both set up to do the damage necessary, but I feel like he has a clunkier deck. His deck's a little bit clunkier. Mine's a little bit more streamlined. Everything in my deck is damage. Everything in his deck is not necessarily damage. So the Federation Shuttle might pop up or the Trade Raft, and I mean, unless he factions them off, which would be so lucky, but he could, right? That's why he took both of them. You know, obviously he didn't take them in the hopes that they would slow his deck down. He took them in hopes that they would actually augment his deck in a positive way. So if he gets those factioned, awesome. That's what he was going for, and he got it. He got the defense spot with 2 bases. He's got 3 bases in his deck, 4, but one of them's on the discard pile for the remainder of this. So it's going to be really close. Chances are he can do a lot of damage, and he will do a lot of damage. He's got that blob carrier that he's hoping to connect with 1 card. So he has these pairings. He has a pair of green, he has a pair of blue, he has a pair of red, and then he has 4 Empire cards. So he's looking for pairs. Did he get pairs? That's the question. He hit 2 of his pairs. If I want to get out of this, I'm going to need. I can't believe he hit 2 of his pairs. He hit his blob pair and his Federation pair. There's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about that. That was very fortuitous. I can't believe he hit 2 of his pairs. For having 3 pairs, having every single faction, he hit 2 of the only things that his faction needed. Jeez. Alright, this draw right here, we have a draw ability on our battle mech. That draw needs to draw the Obliterator if we are to have a chance. Needs to draw the Obliterator. Oh! Jeez. I don't want to take credit for that. It's not over. It's not over. I can't believe we just drew the recycling station too. Okay, if we're adding up his damage, 14, 13, adding up the damage, he has Mothership and the War World. Mothership's got 6 guaranteed plus a draw. War World, if he gets it out, is going to be 3. That's 9. And if he gets his Viper, that's 10. The maximum damage he can do next turn is 10, which will take me down to 3. He did his maximum. Takes me down to 3. So that means everything is going to ride on this hand right here. I have scrapped my hand down. We have the Obliterator, Battle Mech, Patrol Mech, and a Space Station. All damage, one of which, the Battle Mech in particular, could give us an extra draw. We have the damage to end the game, but we need all of it. We need absolutely all of it. That's not quite it. Not the end of the world, but very likely. So now what we're hoping for is we're hoping that because he has the clunky deck, because he has all these cards, please, please don't hit what you need. It is now up to the Star Realms gods, the gods of Blob, the gods of Empire. We have done everything we can do. We got the draw we needed to stay in the game. What does he have? Did he get a dud hand, or is his hand, did he get the damage? Either way, great game, but man, what is it going to be? I don't like that he's taking so long to make the move. That's not a good sign. That means he has a lot to do. Oh, come on, man. I think he did. There's no... It's not going to take him this long if he... No. Just end it. See, now... See, I'm already resigned to the fact that I lost this game. At this point. It's taking him way too long. Unless my game's frozen. My game's not frozen. It's taking him way too long to move. But we got as close as we could. We got as close as we could, and that's what mattered. We got the Obliterator draw. If I could have done something differently, I don't know if there's actually something I could have done differently. Because taking that supply bot would have been a bad move. 100% that would have been a bad move. Is this it? Is this the game? Oh, no! No! The frozen game glitch is going to happen on that game. CrankyDay, good game, man. That was an incredible